Hello guys, welcome back to Culture Wide. I'm Fabrizio.
Goody.
Gabe.
Marco.
Today we'll be talking about the Champions League semi-final matches between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and Dortmund and PSG, the first leg. So, let's get right to it, guys. For starters, I want to say this. Bayern Munich, they were heavily underestimated. And they did still show why they're Bayern Munich. But Real Madrid, they again showed why they're Real Madrid. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, this is Real Madrid, even when they don't play their best type of football, they're always going to find a way to get back in the game. I thought we were pretty shocked a bit of how Bayern approached the game, but I still think they don't look as organized as they did in the past.
I mean, but that first half was like all of them. If they just actually scored their chances, that would have been a lot of goals. But Real Madrid did, of course, their thing, and then they're Real Madrid. I said 2-1 Real Madrid, so I don't know. I got it wrong. But I still think the next game's going to be much different. Really different.
No, it was clear that Bayern, they started off the game really strong. But the thing is, Real Madrid have shown this for the past few seasons, that even if they just get one chance, literally in their first goal, that was their first attempt. Right away, boom, one pass to Vini, and he gets the shot.
You saw that run, though?
No, but the thing is, Kim, I want to talk about Bayern's defense a bit, is that they have many top defenders in De Ligt, Upamecano, Dyer, and now Kim. They have 4 choice center backs, and they even sometimes put Goretzka there. So apparently no one's been doing that well except Eric Dyer, and he's supposedly the 5th string center back. Yeah. So I thought it is Kim's fault that he did step a bit with Vini, but don't blame him completely, because I think the right back, that was Mazraoui, I think.
I think it was Kimmich.
Kimmich
was there.
There was a guy that needed to tuck in as soon as Kimmich stepped to close that gap, and he didn't. So that's why I'm saying Bayern defensively are not as organized.
Bayern collectively, I mean, you have to blame the whole defense, because how do you let Vinicius just get
Nah, that wasn't the whole defense.
Hold on, what?
No. But just look. I mean, we're not just looking at the goal. You can never leave that man open for 1 second. Nobody was following.
The first goal?
Yeah,
if you saw the run and what Cruz, he came, dragged his man out, and then dipped, and then Cruz.
No, yes, of course. Listen, this stuff happens in football, but
you can't.
You gotta be.
No, but that was quality from Real Madrid's end of Tony Kroos.
Of course, for
you see his passing range.
But you gotta stay to him like glue, man.
That's why you cannot. You see, it's an extremely good play from Real Madrid, but it's also bad defending.
Yeah,
but this is the thing. You're saying you gotta stay with them. When you deal with such athletic and quick players like Mbappe, Vini, Rodrigo, they have an advantage of that first step.
Of course, but
he dragged
But you
Kim
need
out.
to know that. You need to anticipate.
You
need to anticipate.
I know it was. I'm not defending Kim entirely, because I also am blaming the right back that should have tucked inside, because that's why you're a team. If one guy makes a mistake, the other guy cleans it up.
But that's why the defense of Bayern Munich needs to communicate better.
And also, Kim was just too far from Vini. At least he could have tried to foul him. It's not like Vini was the last man.
Yeah, but then
but Bayern offensively,
they're still there.
They're still there.
They're still there, but
you see the difference though of Bayern last season and this season, and it's Harry Kane, because they had Mane and a bunch of other guys last season in that position. When Kane's there, he just gives you a focal point to go to, and I think that's why they still are a top team.
Well, that goal was ridiculous.
From Sane.
Yeah, from Sane. It was...
oh my God, it was so nice.
And you still see it, that these players still have class. They might not be always in form, but, Sane did his job. He turned up this game. That goal was, that's a world-class player.
But if you want to talk about defensive mistakes, that was a defensive mistake on Madrid's end, because if you saw Mendy, he wanted Cruz and Rodrigo to help him.
Yeah, to help him
because he knew he was going to cut in, and that's it.
He's got that explosive speed to cut in, so someone's got to support. But you have to really pay attention to Bayern Munich, and I think their most important player, besides maybe it is with Neuer, is Muller, because if you look in that goal, Muller is very intelligent. The pass came, and he could have received that ball himself, but instead he left it for Sane, because Sane had more space on the wing. and he gave him that.
I
So
thought
That's
Limer
right.
had a great
And
game.
you know what?
Limer did have a great game.
A great
But
game.
even that, and also the second goal Bayern scored, the same thing. Musiala and Sane were extremely high and wide on the sides. So just like how Muller knew how Sane was on the right side, on the second goal, he found Musiala
Yeah.
on the left side, high up, going into the box. He cuts inside. They win the penalty.
I
But
wanna- I
Bayern
wanna
was
speak-
extremely organized.
Yeah,
in
about
attack.
Musiala, right?
Yeah, I want to speak about this. The second goal. What happened? I mean, Kane was calm, cool, and collected. I've criticized him in the past that he's not a big game player. Shut me up, because that is a big game moment. You know.
But how about Bellingham going up to him in the penalty, trying to like get in his head, his own English teammate?
Yeah, but see, that's
What?
it-
Yeah, a
it's-
lot of there's two halves. So, like Thierry Henry was saying that, you know, it's good because it's like if you score the goal or if you just take the shot, just focus on the game. It's a
It shows
winning
it
mentality.
shows he has the winning mentality, but at the same time, I just feel that's a lack of respect on his part. Especially your own English teammate, like your
Not
own
even
English,
teammate, captain.
yeah.
Captain.
But not even then. It's just
He's also young.
Harry. I mean, but it's not going to fit Harry Kane. Harry Kane is a veteran, and Bellingham is just getting his toes wet. You know.
He really hasn't had good games in the following the previous games.
Since
and this one
injury.
too.
Yeah, but I want to talk about that. What happened? Well, after the penalty, Kane was calm, cool, collected. He did his job. But afterwards, Bayern had a lot of momentum. You saw it, but I was thinking they have to score now because with all these chances that they're having, because they missed a lot and they were for most of the second half they pretty much took over after that. You cannot give Real Madrid a split second an opportunity, and that's why they have 15 Champions Leagues. You know, it's annoying when they talk about it, but it's true.
No, yeah, I mean, I want to talk about two players in particular, just on both ends. I want to go for Bayern's Musiala. I think like this guy really needs to be talked about a bit more, and I think he's also about a Ballon d'Or contender. If you think about it, like in the future, he's Germany's new star.
Yeah.
So I think he could be a difference in the second leg.
No, he's gonna. Be
He
a
can,
difference.
but like just talking about after that Bayern did not capitalize on those chances. They gave Real Madrid. You know, you have to capitalize on the momentum you're having. Real Madrid, you left them room to breathe. They score. They found it. They find it was absolutely a penalty. Kim Yoon-jae made it.
That was a very silly mistake.
That was just
Inexperienced mistake.
Yeah.
he fell off so hard.
Not.
I-
you
wasn't a
gotta
fall
give. Look, it's not a fall.
This was an awful.
It's
honestly, that was a terrible transfer on Bayern Munich.
No,
He was a flop. He's a flop.
How
Bro,
many?
come on.
What did he do this season?
Luka Modric had a horrible first season at Real Madrid, and then he turned it around.
We're just speaking about this season. It is yet to.
He's
to
not
be
having
seen.
a good season.
Not.
Not horrible.
I mean, that was
He's
like
not
Bremer's
having a
first
good
He
season.
can adjust,
Anyway.
but he gave away that penalty. Listen,
About the penalty taker, but it's pretty cool how Vinicius Jr. has matured a lot as a player, because it used to be Benzema who was like that big game player for Real Madrid, and ever
Now
since
it's
he
Vini.
left, you're like, who can put those shoes now? We thought Rodrigo could do it, but
Yeah.
it looks like it's Vinny. You know,
No, I-
Stepping
Vinny,
up
Rodrigo,
front.
I really
how
like
you
to
do
see it though, because Vini, it was the moment he signed for Real though, he had so much pressure.
Yeah.
Like he was always getting criticized though, and he was
He couldn't
so
finish
young
back
though.
then, yeah.
He did make a lot of mistakes, but like what I like about him is that like he like really worked and fought for his place in the team, and he
Yeah.
showed he's every time in the Champions League he's a big game player.
I'm afraid
With-
though
with-
Mbappe is gonna ruin that trio between him, Bellingham, and Rodrigo.
That's
Well,
well,
that's
that
always
is
a
still yet to
possibility.
be
Nah.
seen. But that penalty,
Mbappe's a selfish
that penalty,
player.
Kim Yoon-jae
Depends on the coach.
was. I get why he was worried, because he was the last man, if you think about it. But he panicked. He mistimed his tackle, and that's what cost Bayern Munich now going into the next leg. They're versing in Madrid, which is a disadvantage already. They're up 2-2, but it's not over. You know, Real Madrid's not unbeatable in their home stadium because they've lost at their home turf before, and they had to rig the game. But
What's the predictions for this?
you know, Bayern Munich, you guys shouldn't have counted them out. I've seen some comments. that, easily Real Madrid easy win. It's not the case. It's never easy with Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll put up a fight, but Real Madrid are the better side. But anything can happen, right? Still, like I said, Bayern Munich, they're not all there yet, and they gave Real Madrid so much time to come back, missing all those chances. You saw it with City a couple years back when Real Madrid came back, and you saw what they did.
It's going to be a different game.
I think Real Madrid's winning the next 3-1.
That's why I think it's.
I was thinking, okay.
I'm gonna say 2-1, but it's just it always feels like that. No matter what, Real Madrid just always are the favorites.
Yeah.
Well, come on.
Even if they're look at how they're playing this year. They seem to be more defensive. These past two fixtures in the Champions League. Maybe it'll be different at home for them, but still, I still find them to be favorites just because of their heritage.
You said 2-1.
I said 2-1.
I just want to say I think 3-1 because I think the majority of the game is going to be 1-1, but I think towards for some reason Real Madrid in the last 10 minutes they always.
I don't know why, but I feel like for some reason it's going to be a tight game, but Madrid's going to score one goal and win. I go 1-0 Madrid. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to go 3-2. I think it's going to be a great game.
I hope
it's going to
so.
be a huge game.
I
still think Madrid's going to win.
So, wow, so we're all Madrid here.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. How can you
look,
not be?
that's why I'm saying 1-0, because I feel like history does repeat itself. Bayern Munich did beat Madrid on penalties in 2012.
So why are you not saying Bayern?
No, that's why I'm saying it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
I'm going 1-0.
So how does history repeat itself?
No, I'm saying history can repeat itself. It doesn't always do it.
No, but this Bayern team's not the team to beat Madrid. I think
they're not. They don't have the coach.
I think it's... I was like, I could see it, but it's going to be close. It's not impossible for them to win. It's not even close to.
I want to ask you guys a question
65% Real Madrid win.
Now, who would you guys consider to be the better player now, Bellingham or Musiala?
I still think Bellingham.
I still think... Bellingham.
You can't judge off.
I think for this season, Bellingham, but Musiala as a player overall, ability is just unbelievable.
We have to see the next leg. We have to see how tactically how they approach this game, but. You can't judge based off one game. Because Bellingham, to me, is the more intelligent player. I think Bellingham really understands the game. Musiala, he can be a little too erratic sometimes. And
I don't think erratic.
Not erratic, but I understand your first point.
You know what I mean? He's...
Bellinham's a calm, composed player.
He'll rush stuff. Musiala will rush. Will rush things.
How about Dortmund PSG?
Yeah, well, speaking about this game... Dortmund, they played well, and I really would want them to win the Champions League. I think, that'll be a great story.
If you're a real football fan.
You'd want them to win. But, listen, 1-0 is not enough.
No.
It's not. But I think both of these teams are roughly around the same level. PSG's, the players are I guess you could say they're higher caliber, but nobody really cares in that team. Mbappe's looking to lead.
Listen,
Mbappe's performances lately have not been great.
He had one shot on target.
That was awful.
Look, no, he hit the post. I'm going to tell you something about... I'm going to back him up for one thing.
No, I back him
up. Mbappe is not a number 9. He's not a number 9. And if you're going to play him number 9, you have to have someone on the wing that's going to cut and give him passes going in.
But what did I say? I said Messi and Neymar were a big loss. Because
but
who's going to provide for him?
He doesn't play well with them.
Yeah.
Bro, he's leaving either way.
But who can Mbappe play well with?
He needs a tough Olivier Giroud.
Me?
No.
So I just come out
Mbappe. Like he does in France.
Mbappe needs a target striker like Benzema and Giroud. I think he doesn't have that anywhere, anytime. When was the last time he had one and he scored and was playing very well? Cavani.
Yeah, but how many players are like that now? You think when he goes, I want to bring up the Madrid thing. When he goes with Vinicius and
that's why I said he's not gonna. It's not. He plays.
They're not gonna work well.
With
if Ancelotti's there,
it's
gonna work.
But how?
Maybe if he
Vinicius
plays,
and Rodrigo are not providers.
Maybe
they like to cut.
I heard Rodrigo might leave.
What?
And he put Bellingham as a false 9 and put Vinicius and Mbappe on the wing.
I'm not saying they're not providers. Let me go back on that. They're modern wingers.
Nah, yeah,
Mbappe is a winger, technically.
More about the game is that I felt like PSG, they were very, like, I don't know, isolated, because when they were to give the ball to Mbappe or Dembele, I felt like there was no real threat with the other players making any runs. But you have to give Dortmund a ton of credit. We know how they are at home. They have one of the best fans in the world. I think the experience of Hummels, who I've always said is one of the best defenders of our generation. Schlotterbeck, underrated, very good.
I thought Dortmund were connecting passes very well,
but in the back they were so organized.
Dortmund are the more organized.
Much more organized than against Atletico for sure.
Yeah, but I think the main guy we got to talk about this game is Jadon Sancho and how Man United let him go, and the talent is clearly there.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a whole different player from his United.
I think it's not just like United's the problem. United's their facility, how they deal with stuff now.
You think it's United or
Cristiano Ronaldo?
No, let me give you a quick...
No, because Dortmund knows how to like produce talent and fix certain players, certain habits.
Players shine in Dortmund.
But now he's a proper footballer.
Let me give you a crazy stat. Man United, he had 7 take-ons in 2-3 seasons. And Dortmund in this game, 10 take-ons.
It's a confidence thing too.
Well, it's just I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's the pressure of Man United."
No,
but we've seen so many players. I don't want to make this all about Man United, but we've seen so many players just not perform at Man United. I think if I was Sancho, he's only on loan to Dortmund. Man United still own him. I would want to stay at Dortmund no matter what because he keeps performing. But
your boy Del Piero said he should go back to United.
I
disagree.
I understand what he meant in terms of like if he keeps it up at this pace, maybe he should be able to perform at Man United. But at the moment, I don't think
he'll just go back to his old self at Man United.
What I really like, go ahead. Yes.
No, but I just want to say, Dortmund. I think they played this game the right way. It's unfortunate that they might not have all of, like the superstars, and that PSG do. But this is clearly like a game of talent, the talent of PSG, but with no chemistry versus an organized side. Trying to do their best. And I think ultimately, Dortmund, even though they only got the 1-0, I think the next tie, they'll be looking to defend more. I think they understood how PSG play now. And for my prediction, this next tie, I think it'll just be a draw. 1-1, and Dortmund will go through.
Just before, about the prediction, we didn't talk about the goal. That was an amazing goal.
Yeah.
I mean, Füllkrug is... I know he's old, but he's been putting up numbers the last couple of seasons. But that goal is brilliant because it's a simple ball over the top. He takes his first touch, and then he just shoots it with his weaker foot.
That was just a masterclass goal. 2
touches to do all of that. You don't see those type of goals
But
anymore.
even it's the run, it was everything. Everybody in that play understood exactly what was going to happen. It's like they drilled that in practice.
It was a great
run. That was the best option.
But that's the thing. The coaching of the German league is just
underrated.
It honestly,
they have the best.
Germany have the best, and that's why Bayern Leverkusen is killing it right now.
I think going into the second leg,
shots.
I think Dortmund is a well organized team. I just think PSG. Look, I've been mixing this game back and forth. Who's gonna win? Because I think PSG have this talent up front and at home. Even though they're a money club, they do have good fans. They could win this game, but I don't know why. What I saw from Dortmund, very organized. They've had the coach for a couple of seasons. I think they're actually gonna go to the final.
That's ultimately what prevails.
I'm going 1-1 on aggregate. On the game, and then Dortmund goes through. Yeah.
I think
Dortmund's going through.
I think the same thing. I think it'll be a 1-1 game. I think Dortmund. I see this as a tie. I think Dortmund, like I said, they understand how PSG play now. They're a very organized side. They get football while PSG kind of relies on their talent. I mean, you saw it with the game. They kind of just try to give it to Mbappe. They really don't know. I don't know how you can fix this team, honestly.
No,
I think Mbappe has to go, and I think they need to bring in a new philosophy.
They look better
because PSG don't have one.
They do look like they're improving though, but still, I think for the second leg, even though they're 1-0 down, I think PSG still are the favorites. Obviously, if you consider on paper, who they have the talent up front. They have Mbappe, so he's really the big game player. Maybe not last game, but you can't count them out.
But not even last game.
So
he hasn't been performing at all.
What do you think the score is going to be?
In the knockout stages? I think it's 1-1.
What I want to say, I would like to see Dortmund go to the final, especially considering this probably voices. I think this is last year, right?
Yeah.
Probably 1-1, or I'll go back to my old prediction, 2-2. It's gonna be really tough though. But
So who? Dortmund goes through?
I'm predicting it because I kind of want it to happen.
No. Go with what you think is gonna happen.
Yeah, just say
Because I feel like it's really hard to.
You think PSG's winning? PSG's winning how much?
3-1.
Wow.
Listen,
We know who Marco's going to
No, shush. Well, yeah, but listen, I think it's going to be a heartbreak, though, because I think it's going to be 1-0 the game, so it's going to be tied 1-1. Go to penalties, and I think PSG's going to take it.
Man.
And I think it's
like extra time.
That hurt
I think it's
going
to be a heartbreak.
Listen, either way, I don't think two of these teams are winning.
No, we all know who's
Who's
winning
winning,
the Champions League. End of the episode.
But imagine Dortmund Bayern.
What if the Germans take over?
End of episode.
Because that seems the theme of the story. You know what? End of episode. That's it. We'll see you guys next one when we talk about the Europa League and the Germans. Roma up the ass.
Yo, okay.
Yeah,
like Bayern did in Juve 2013.